Hey everyone, it's Boog Shambi. Welcome to the show. All right, ready to go here and stepping in for the Rays, MLB Marte. That one finds the zone, and we're underway here in the home opener. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Gets a piece and stays alive. And right back to the mound. Throws to first. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Joe Adele. Swing and a miss as he was late that time.
No balls, 1 strike.
1 out, bases empty. And he can't come up with it. Safe at first, no play. We'll see how they score this.
Wise to just eat that. Otherwise, you risk throwing it into the dugout.
Eugenio Suarez digs in now. That one's in there. 0-1. Ball 1 there.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
That clips the zone. Going to count 1 and 2. Adele over at first with 1 away. And that's downstairs. Now 2 and 2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
That's going back. Back some more. And that is gone. He'll touch them all. It's 2-0. Base is empty, 1 away. Austin Hayes next to hit for the Rays. Into center and a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early.
Nope, that's in.
Stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee.
Called strike, a sinker at the bottom of the zone. Still only 1 out here in the inning. That one's in there. And that's strike 2.
1 and 2.
This one in the dirt. This looks like extra bases. Hayes around second. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score easily.
Stringing them together, that's 3 hits in a row. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
That
That's
misses, and that is ball 1.
1-1.
They've got him working a little harder in this first frame than he anticipated.
There's a strike.
2.
1 out and a runner at second here in the third and final game of the series. And that's a fair ball. The throw in there safely. Edmundo Sosa will hit next. Right through there for a strike.
Well, a really rough inning out there on the mound. And this is one of those where you learn a lot about a guy's toughness and his ability to turn the page and keep pressing forward.
First inning going a bit long. 23 pitches to this point. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout. Ezekiel Duran next to hit for the Rays. Drops into the glove, and that is that. Bottom of the first. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Ketel Marte. And that's in for a strike. It's 0-1. And a strike. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. And the leadoff man aboard. Here's Jose Ramirez. Check swing of the first pitch. Look down to third. Did not go.
No, that's in.
Next offering is in for a strike. Next offering is fouled back. And down on strikes. 1 down. And now it's going to be Jorge Polanco. Ground ball right side, could be 2. They get 1. Back to first, double play. And that's it for the inning. New inning getting started. And now the center fielder, Esteury Ruiz. Gray back to work. And that's down. A base hit. Just kind of sliced that one into center.
Well, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch he could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
Next one misses. 2 balls, no strikes.
If it were an average catcher behind the plate, I'd say take second base. But this isn't a catcher you want to run on. His quick release is unreal.
Ball.
And ball
Take
4 to a board.
Base knock and now a free pass. This has the makings of a big inning if they can get a couple more quality at bats.
Adele stands in here. Tried to hold back his swing there, but went around. Next pitch is downstairs. First and second, no outs. Here at the top of the second. Inside, just missed.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
And it's into the gap. And that's going to roll to the wall. 1 run across. Marte on his horse around third. He'll score. 2 runs are in.
Nicely done. Brings home 2. Loud contact. Leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
Next to hit, Eugenio Suarez. And that drops in for a strike. Adele leads off second with nobody out.
Well, this is a good time to step out of the box, take a deep breath, reset. A couple of change-ups. Probably won't see another one here.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. Austin Hayes now at the plate. 1 for 1 with a single so far. And that misses. Ball 1.
Great take right there. Showed some really good discipline. Breaking ball coming in. You see it well, but don't trust that it's going to hang on for a strike. Nice job.
And that's a base hit. And now 2 aboard.
That's back-to-back singles for him. Kind of a risky pitch coming inside with the breaking ball like that. You have to bury it. Otherwise, it's not too difficult to get the bat to it like he did that.
And a base hit right there. Coming home. 1 run is in. Runner holds at third, respecting the big arm at center field.
Picks himself up an RBI. Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always.
Frelick running hard to get it. He's there. He's got it. And there are 2 outs. Runner in from third to extend their lead.
Man, there's a sac fly to bring home another run in this inning. These hitters are just piling it on. We're seeing some really quality at-bats out of this team right now.
Swung on, belted. Way back there. And it hits the fence. Throws to second.
Everything came together for him. Nice job going the opposite way with it, letting the ball travel and not allowing the barrel to hook around the ball. It's so frustrating when you see a good pitch and your hands roll over. It was on the outside part.
Well, we'll hold that thought as that's the 3rd out. Back here in St. Louis, bottom half of inning number 2. Profar climbs in on that left side. Profar gets a piece there.
Clearly down in this ball game, and you can't look at the deficit and try to get it all back in one swing. It's got to come one at bat at a time, and even shrink it down smaller, pitch to pitch. Make that guy on the mound work to get you out.
Base knock right field. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Absolutely punished that pitch. Wasn't fooled in the slightest. 109 off the bat. I think that means you put a pretty good swing on it.
Profar aboard here at first with nobody out. And that's
that
off
miss. That's a
the
ball.
Inside edge. Ball 1. In the air, left field. Adele makes the catch for the out. Ozzie Albies up to the plate. That one ripped. Catches, stumbles, hangs on. Now a long throw to first. Now a throw to first, and he won't get back. Back here in St. Louis, all set for the start of the inning. And stepping in is the speedy Esteury Ruiz.
Well, these Rays really producing with runners on. It's been a right place, right time kind of game for them. They put a bunch of runs on the board, thanks in large part to 4 hits with runners in scoring position.
And it finds its way through for a hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
He was all over that one. Couldn't get any air under it. But he smoked that ball back up the middle. Timing was just perfect. Got great wood on it, and there was just no chance for the infielders with how hard he hit it.
And now Noelvi Marte. Nobody out. Runner at first. Next offering, pop foul off to the right out of play.
On top of that, they haven't left many runners on base, so they've been efficient getting runners on and finding ways to bring them home.
Got him swinging. Joe Adele next to hit for the Rays. That's back there. Pulls it in on the warning track. Eugenio Suarez next to hit for the Rays. That puts the corner.
When you're taking your lead over there at first, you got to be very careful. This guy on the mound's got a good pickoff move.
At 96, that pitch is in for a strike.
0-2.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First two pitches by him for a couple of strikes. Now back is against the wall. He's going to have to figure something out and figure it out quickly.
Makes the grab, and that's the third out. Back here at Busch Stadium as we go to the last of the third. And here's the catcher, Gabriel Moreno. Down the line. And that drops foul. Up the middle. Whips it to first on the run. Nicely done for the out. Sal Frelick next up for the Cardinals. Outside low. 1-0. Frelick in his second season, 24 years old, a former first-round pick in 2021. One down, base is empty. Swing and a ball drilled center field. Brings it in. 2 down. So digging in, Ceddanne Rafaela. Swing and a line drive, base hit out of the center field. And that keeps the inning going.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Didn't try to do too much with it, just a really controlled, simple swing. We don't see a whole lot of that these days with hitters trying to launch and hit home runs. But
well, got to pause on that thought, as that'll do it for the back here in a blowout, which gives us a chance to talk about just about anything.
Bro, don't get me fired.
Singing, did anybody ever give you the silent treatment? This one's into the outfield. Could be extra bases.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Just a really nice approach to shoot that line drive to the opposite field. There's a lot of hard work and discipline that goes into getting a result like that at the plate. Doesn't come naturally for most hitters.
Here comes Wilson Contreras. Albies over to second, and it's a double play.
Sometimes double plays get turned so quickly that you don't really get to appreciate all of the finer details and how these guys execute them. Right there, really nice footwork, and a good feed to second was the key to pulling it off.
Every once in a while, they'll work that same trick on a veteran player. If, say, he's been cold or hasn't hit a home run in a long time. And that's always fun when you don't see it coming at all. And everybody in the dugout goes crickets on him.
Yeah, and that veteran player's usually got a response for those individuals with one or the other hands.
That one in the dirt. It's 2-2. That was your worst start one year. Didn't you start like 3 for 33 or something?
Oh, it was awesome. It was awful. Not awesome. It was awesome.
That's strike 3. And bottom 4. Now the number 2 hitter, Jose Ramirez. And first offering is fouled off. And it's through for a hit. And a good start to the inning.
Got the top of the ball a little bit, but not much. That was hit pretty hard through the infield, so I think he'll be happy with that swing. Definitely generated some good bat speed.
And a foul ball. And that one is in for a strike at 95. 0-2 now. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
Well, here's a good opportunity in this inning to get on the scoreboard after that leadoff hit, and hardly order coming up right behind them. This is where they need to get going.
Double play ball to second. There's one. Back to first, and that is a double play. Here's the switch hitting left fielder Jurickson Profar. And he's already singled in this game. On a bounce right side, and that chance handled. Tosses to first, and he has thrown 4. And welcome back to the ballpark. We go to the top of the 5th. Here's the second baseman, Edmundo Sosa. Rafaela makes a move towards the gap. And out number 1 on the grab. Ezekiel Duran getting ready to hit. 0 for 2 in this one. And first offering is fouled off.
That's inside. Ball.
Albies on the move. 2 away.
That's a really nice play, ranging back into the outfield for that catch. We all know those can be a little tricky, especially if the wind's swirling around out there.
And that'll do it. Back here in St. Louis, bottom of the inning, and here is Matt Olson. Chase Dollander comes on now.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon with big leads because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game. So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
And a quick out, number 1. And here comes Ozzie Albies to the dish. He's 0 for 1.
Albies.
On the ground. Takes it to the bag, steps on first, and it's out number 2. 2 outs, base is empty. Now up for St. Louis, Gabriel Moreno. Swings and misses. And it's 0-1.
0-1.
Swing and a ground ball. Duran. The throw to first, and that ends the inning. And we're back. Top of the 6th inning. Now, Noelvi Marte. Rafaela. Squeezes it. And there's 1 down. Joe Adell next to hit for the Rays. Inside.
No, that missed. That's
and it's
a ball.
1-0. Adell in his 4th year, 25 years old, usually in center field, but today starting in left. Marte slings to first in time. Now up for Tampa Bay, Eugenio Suarez. Inside, just missed. 2 down, nobody out. And we're in the top half of the 6th. That's missed.
Inside. That's a ball.
2-0 count to a guy like this at the plate. You've got to throw a pitcher's pitch. Don't just try to get a strike. He could make you pay.
Right through there for a strike.
Well, I think that pitch surprised all of us. Right down the middle, doesn't get a swing. Not very often you see a hitter lay off a cookie like that.
Rafaela going back on this one. And that one is gone. Another homer. His 2nd home run of the game. It's 9-0. And a base hit into left field. That'll play. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
The batter, the first baseman, Wilson.
And up to hit is Wilson Contreras.
Now pitching for the Cardinals, number 54, Peter Montero.
Frelick has a beat on it. Makes the catch. And that is that. Bottom of the 6th. And stepping in for the Cardinals, Sal Frelick. Dollander back to work. Check swing. He went too far, and it's a strike.
Well, every pitcher wants to run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse. Go after hitters and get quick outs.
Puts it in the air out towards left center. Adell grabs it on the run.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
And that one is lifted in the air. He makes the grab, and there's 2 down. Ketel Marte up to the plate. Hit in the air, center field. Ruiz makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Back here in St. Louis, top of inning number 7. And now the catcher for the Rays, Heriberto Hernandez.
Yeah!
In there at the knees. 0-1.
Well, these Rays, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well.
That's in there. And the count 1-2.
With all those extra base hits, it's easy to think we're going to see that trend continue the rest of the game. They seem to be really locked in at the plate.
That one is absolutely belted. Gone straight into the visitors' bullpen. That one felt good, and they add on. It's 10-0. And now Edmundo Sosa, 1 for 3. And that's
1
in the
ball,
dirt.
no strikes.
Wrong.
Strom has a pretty cool hobby. Collects baseball cards of players who hit home runs off of them. I love the reason he does it. He tells people, if you hit a home run against me, you're good enough to collect.
3-1.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here in the top half of inning number 7. And that is out of play. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. Frelick has a beat on it. Corrals it. And there's 1 away. Ezekiel Duran, the next to hit. And he beats it. He's safe.
Well, that'll make you feel good as a hitter right there. Absolutely hammered that baseball. Very loud coming off the bat. 107 was the exit velocity. And at that speed, it's going to be a great result more often than not.
And that drops in for a strike.
This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to make sure that you field the ball cleanly and get 1 out first. It's going to be tough to get 2 with this kind of speed in the batter's box.
Next pitch inside. And the count 1-2.
1-2.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
2 balls,
Man at
2
first,
strikes.
1 away. Hauls it in for the out. And there's 2 away.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat. Now, if he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
And that is that. Back here at Busch Stadium, set for the last half of the 7th. Now the third baseman, Jose Ramirez. That's in there. That's strike 1. This one high in the air to left center. Ruiz makes the play, and there's 1 down. And next is the designated hitter, Jorge Polanco. Smoked on the ground a second. To first, and Polanco is out. 2 down, base is empty. And up next for St. Louis, Jurickson Profar. Swing and a high fly ball down the right field line. And it gets into the corner, but it's foul. 2 outs, base is empty. And they'll do it again.
He's dealing with a great two-strike hitter right here. The strikeout is not automatic.
Foul ball, still 0-2.
Also really good at bat. What I like about this guy, his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Gives him the ability to foul off tough pitches.
Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. Battling here as he fouls it away. The Redbirds with a lot of ground to make up here at the bottom of the 7th. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Dolander with his first major league win.
Yeah, nicely done. I'm sure he'll feel very good about that and get the ball for his trophy case, as he should. A start he won't ever forget.
10-zip your final.